Happy Friday, everyone. It's the Fibroid Doc, and I'm waiting for my friend to come on, and we're going to talk a little bit about fibroids and fertility. And this is a huge topic. I'm going to do a masterclass on Wednesday, absolutely free. So if this is a topic that's interesting to you, please sign up for this free masterclass. The link is in my bio. And I'm going to be talking with Coach Gessie Thompson, who does a lot of work with women and fibroids and fertility. So we're going to just sort of chat about, what we've been seeing and what women's experiences have been around this topic. So this is going to be great. Drop them in the comments below. Again, if you just joined us, I'm Dr. Prabhakar, the Fibroid Doc. Happy Friday. Hey,
Happy
Jess.
Friday, friend. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm being joined by Coach Gessie, who is also my friend. And we are just here for an informal chat. I feel like I should have a cup of tea in my hand, but
Got
anyway.
some water. Some
Okay,
more.
great. Um, And we're going to just talk a little bit about, what we've been seeing recently with women with fibroids around fertility issues. Because, as a board certified gynecologist, I see this a lot where women are having struggles with fibroids and fertility and having poor experiences in the healthcare system. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I have a free masterclass coming up on Wednesday. But before that, just I wanted to just chat a little bit about what you've been seeing and what your work has been leading you to see around this area. So welcome, and
Thank
tell
you.
us where you're joining us from.
Well, first of all, I have to say hi to my friend and my doctor, Dr. Charuba Prabhakar, who so hi from Toronto. Someone send me hi, and I'm sending you hi back. But I am in New York, which you used to live in.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Gessie, as you mentioned. I'm known as Coach Gessie now, but when we met, I was just Gessie Thompson, a talent manager in gospel music, really going through my own fibroids hell. And my fibroids hell high actually created a fertility crisis, right? I found out I actually had infertility issues because of the fibroids. I find I had fibroids because of the infertility issues. So I was trying to conceive after 4 years of marriage. Hubby and I were ready to conceive and grow our family. And to our dismay, 6 months in, we're not conceiving, not using any kind of contraception. And proactive me, I was not health advocate, I just was, a planner, liking to be in control. And I said, let me see what's going on, found out, whoa, well, you have fibroids. So, this precipitated my own crisis, which included 14 years battling fibroids and 10 of those years battling infertility caused by the fibroids. And to this date, I've had 5 fibroid surgeries and 5 surgeries that were for complications from the fibroids, right? And in between that, 5 IVF cycles. And where I met Dr. Prabhakar is that, can I call you Dr. Charuba? Is that cool? Dr.
Oh,
Charuba,
yeah, that's
okay?
cool.
Okay. Where I met Dr. Charuba is, the first IVF cycle, I had a devastating miscarriage. 2, 3 failed IVF cycles after that. Now I'm at my 4th IVF cycle, and really, in a place of, decision making, and I pressed through. I really was ready to give up, but I did press through because of faith and really knowing that was the next step. And I conceived in my 5th IVF cycle, and that is where Dr. Sharuba she was one of the physicians on my team. She's one of the residents on my team of because I was now high risk, right? Because I had a history of fibroids. I had a history of, at that point, I'd had 1, 2, 3 three myomectomies and two small bowel resections. So I had 5 surgeries at that point. And that really launched us literally into my own crisis, after she helped deliver my miracle. So the week I've had, the past couple of weeks have been really crazy busy, but I was like, I have to be here for Dr. Chiruba because the work she's doing is really important. My birthing experience, what I like to say, when I had my miracle baby, it birthed me into this work of activism, of health activism, because I had no idea that fibroids was a large scale crisis. I had no idea. Like, I just thought I was telling my personal health story. That's what I thought was going on, Dr. Chiruba. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about it. Like, I'm going through it and I'm just thinking I'm alone. And then Essence magazine covered my story, and it went viral. And we end up at Essence Festival together talking about it. Like, it was like, it awakened me to like, what is going on here? Like,
well, there were a room full of people asking questions.
Well, I mean, before that, I'm saying when it went viral, I was like, what? This is a pandemic? What? You know what I mean? So it literally launched me into this work of activism, of trying to find and close the health equity gap, right? Of helping empower and educate and equip women with the resources, with the advocacy, with the education, and empowerment and resources to help them to have optimal health integratively. I've done a lot of work on the holistic side, but then also as well as supporting women to find the right physicians. So that's why this is an important conversation for me, because there are a lot of GYNs out there that are not, yes, they're board certified gynecologists. Hey, we can wear white. Hey, Dr. Amun, my people. But they're not minimally invasive experts, right? Surgeons. And that's something that you bring to the table that is so critical in the Bay Area, because she's in the Bay Area. And for me, that's really important, because what we talked about on the live I had with the White Dress Project yesterday is so many physicians only have a very small toolbox. And many women end up being cut open, having open surgery, which have many ramifications, which I'm dealing with. What is this now? My first surgery was in 2001, and I'm dealing with long-term issues, gastro issues. Hey, now I'm still dealing with long-term gastro issues. In fact, health issues, major. So to have those different options and to preserve your fertility, I'm so glad that you're doing this work, and they have access to a resource like you, because you can bring many other options to the table. I was telling Tanika about my book, which, thank you, Dr. Chiruba. Actually, my new book, And Fibroids, Manual and Guide, it was released yesterday at midnight. Could have been 12:30, but it's available at thedetoxnow.com. Dr. Chiruba actually provided me with, she reviewed it, and I told on the live, I said, my heart was like breaking on the fact, like, when a woman is dealing with fibroids, she's like has to become a research assistant to find out the information, because it's not in one place. You know what I mean? It's just not in one place.
And that's why thank you. That resource is so helpful, And so if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Prabhakar Chiruba, the Fibroid Doc. I'm here with Coach Gessie, and we're talking about fibroids and fertility. And going back to one of the things that you mentioned, you didn't even know you had fibroids until you started trying to get pregnant. And that is one of the things I want women to take away from this, is that, sometimes fibroids, even though they're big, they may not cause any symptoms. And other times you are having the bleeding and the pain, but you're being dismissed, or, you're being like, oh, that's just normal part of periods or whatever, because maybe you're younger, maybe you're, 19 or 20 or, early 20s, and, you're not getting the full workup that you need. But know that fibroids can really present, in your early 20s, and that is one of the one of the biggest causes of infertility, actually, especially in women
Black
of color.
women of color.
So something for you to, just for everyone to think about. And I think that was very interesting what you said. Like, yeah, had you not like been able to get pregnant right away, then is when you
And I
start.
had no other symptoms. I had no,
Yeah,
well, I had a very little pooch developing because I was size 2. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just little, pooch down at the lower abdomen and the front
yeah,
area. And they just said, oh, it's because you're 30 and, now your weight you don't lose weight the same, your metabolism has changed. And the truth is, I didn't have I had a regular, very regular cycle. What I mean by regular, because I've learned when you say regular, regular means different to other people. It
yeah.
was just like 3 to 5 days, light bleeding, no heavy flow, no pain. That is a regular cycle, ladies. Okay. According to the National Institute of Research, right, of Health, excuse me, NIH, a regular cycle, is a regular cycle is literally 3 to 5 days, right? The bleeding is light. Like when I say light, you're talking, I think it's up to, is it up to 20 mLs or 30 mL? It's up to 30 mLs, I think it is. But this is the thing. If you're changing your pad every 2 hours, that's considered heavy,
Yeah.
and there's something irregular there.
Right.
You need to look at that, right?
Right.
So yeah, so I had no
Absolutely.
other symptoms. That's my point. And
Yeah.
you're
See,
right. Mm-hmm.
so, and I tell women, I'm like, if your grandmother had fibroids, if your mom had fibroids, if your aunt had fibroids, and you're in your 20s, and you're either trying to get pregnant or even not, just you're in your 20s, guess what? You need to bring that up to your doctor and get an ultrasound, because
Mm-hmm.
like Coach Gessie mentioned, I mean, maybe you're not even having symptoms, but you could have fibroids that could then
Mm-hmm.
be a problem when you're trying to get pregnant, and you don't want to find out,
Right.
when you're 37 or 38, and at that point you're trying to get pregnant, you've already tried for several years, and boom, then you find out your fibroids, and then you're going through the whole, road of investigating and figuring out who to go see. And you also brought up a really good point that, with minimally invasive surgery now, especially
Yeah.
robotic surgery for fibroids,
Yes.
that should be the gold
Yes.
standard. So
Yes.
if you
Yeah.
have one or two, three small fibroids, and somebody's telling you that they're going to open you,
Mm-mm.
you
No.
have to find another gynecologist. You have to find another
Oh.
surgeon, because there's no reason why you can't leave the hospital the same
Yeah.
day and
Yeah.
recover 2 days and move on with your life, rather than ending up in the hospital for 4 or 5 days, with a big incision.
Something Tanika and I were saying last night is that if your GYN is not talking to you about estrogen, vitamin D, right, and endocrine disruptors, minimally invasive options, you need to find a new GYN, okay? Because that means they're not up to date with the many things that really research is showing, right, are going to lead to better outcomes overall, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that's like a litmus test. Okay, wait a
Yes.
minute. If all you're talking about, so, and for me, that was a big thing, was that, like, wait a minute, we need to have access to all of it in one place, right? Okay, wait a minute. So maybe there's medical intervention, maybe it's lifestyle intervention plus. Like for me, I always say it's not either or, it's always lifestyle plus, right?
It all
For some
starts with
people, they're like,
lifestyle.
yeah, some people, they're like, I never ever want to be cut and I only want to use lifestyle. And you know what? We're here to empower and support you on that journey, right? And that's why for us, we're so blessed that we've been able to help women with both, whether it's and they want to use holistic lifestyle change support systems, as well as they want to do surgery because they need faster intervention, right? And or that's just what they choose. And then there's some people who it's like, you know what? I don't want any kind of surgery. I really want to do as much as I can interventionally, naturally. And we've been really blessed, to have amazing testimonies on both sides. But the key common denominator is that they're having a conversation with a physician that is listening to them and that is honoring their desire, their vision for their health, and talking to them about what the real scenario is, right? Compassionately, believing them about their symptoms, believing them about what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real issue here when you look at ethnic concordance and how women of, color can provide so much more compassion, understanding, authentic, culturally sensitive care. And this has been science backed. This is not
Oh yeah.
Jessie's personal opinion. Okay. it's been science backed that the outcomes are better. And for you, and then when you want to have a baby, they're better for you and your baby. Like seriously, and throughout your
Yeah.
maternal health journey.
Yeah, and in healthcare today, I just had spent the last 7 years in a big system. The appointments are quick. It's 10, 15 minutes. You barely have any time with your doctor. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody told you you had fibroids. You don't even know what fibroids are. Certainly you can Google a little bit, but you want to have that ongoing dialogue and conversation. But it's so hard
Yeah.
because, and there are great doctors out there, but they're also pinched for time
Yeah.
because of the circumstances systems that they
Mhm.
find them in. So find themselves in. So it's kind of a problem overall. So
Yeah.
definitely find a physician who specializes in fibroids, who does minimally invasive surgery so that you can have those options. And there's a time and place for everything. If your
Absolutely.
fibroids are not bothering you, but you have them and you want to work on it for the next 2 years or year, through your
Yeah.
diet,
Yeah.
exercise,
Yeah.
that's not overnight either, right? So we
Hmm.
work on that.
Absolutely. Say
But
that
then,
again. Hmm.
you're ready for your IVF embryo transfer, and now,
Yep.
boom, you have a fibroid. Well,
Hmm. Blocking
that's a
the way.
different route.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
having all those pieces in place, knowing who can help you in all these fronts, I think is really critical.
You
Um,
know, I love what you just said. So for me, that is another reason why we really wrote the book and fibroids, because I want to know, okay, you know what? I want to equip every woman so that they go into the conversation with their physician. Because like you said, most physicians they're not going to sit here and I'm going to educate you on fibroids, meaning like I'm going to give you a master class. You're giving this class. Most physicians are not doing that, right? And your class is also going to be on, fibroids and infertility and the impact. But the truth is there's so much more involved
yeah,
that like the onus is on us to come equipped, right? To come equipped. And I love to say that, understand that you have to be the expert of your own health first. And you are, because if we pay attention and we listen to and we value our own voice, when we go into the room with the physician, there are two experts in the room. It's me, who's the expert on my body, my experience, what I've been going through. And then there's Dr. Charuba, the physician across from you, who is the expert in their field, right? And neither voice should be diminished. Each voice should be respected. Each voice should actually be in partnership in finding together, working, collaborating that. And also whether it's your health coach, it's your nutritionist, it's your therapist, like it's a team. We were
yeah,
talking about that last night. We need a team of people, because
yeah,
you get the surgery and your stress levels are crazy. You're going to find yourself in the same scenario. I can tell you over and over, when I was going through that fertility crisis, literally I was either having a fibroid surgery or I was having an IVF cycle. Remember, it was like
yeah.
one
Yes,
or the
back to
other,
back,
or
back to
back to
back.
back, back to back. And my stress levels were crazy, right? And there's so much now research, which, we really were very intentional about providing people with the research in the book, because we wanted you to be able to see, okay, wait a minute. All right. So stress actually helps to accelerate. It's like, it helps to actually accelerate whatever the impetus, whatever the actual situation you're having. It will make it worse, because of the cortisol now causes more of an inflammatory state, right? So here you are, you think, I've had this surgery and I'm good now.
Yeah,
And you go right back to life as usual. No, 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 sweetheart. Life as usual is going to find you right back here in 3, 4, 5 years, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Um,
understanding that, you know what, we want it to be, we want you to walk out of the doctor's office and be equipped, have a real partnership, know that you can trust your physician, and know that it's the two of you working together that's going to make the difference. It's
yeah,
you understanding what your triggers are, understanding, wait a minute, for me, my body upregulates the way my body metabolizes estrogen. So guess what? I am more sensitive to dairy. I'm more sensitive to meat. I'm more sensitive to those things that actually trigger estrogen dominance. And that makes me more at risk to developing fibroids.
and it takes time to figure all that
It's,
out, but really being in tune with yourself, and seeing how it all is related. It's not
yes.
just like, okay, this is season, okay, I'm just going to take care of it and then I'm going to be fine. No, like your entire
Mhm.
lifestyle, what
Yeah.
we eat, how we sleep, all of that it's
Girl,
all
sleep.
related.
Oh, sleep,
I
sleep,
mean, sleep
sleep.
is Sleep is key. Something that yeah, I mean, I'm saying as a doctor who spent so many years not sleeping properly, right? Because of my training, right? So this is
Right.
ironic that I'm saying everyone should sleep, but no, I mean it's absolutely true, right? It's just so it's all encompassing, like our entire health. And so for those of us who are joining, I'm the fibroid doc, Dr. Chiruba, and I'm here with Coach Gessie. We're talking about fibroids and fertility. And I do want to talk about two things that are coming up for me. One is I'm having a free masterclass on Wednesday, February 15th. It's 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The link to register is on my bio. And so I would love to see you all there. I'm going to be talking about fibroids and fertility, some of the facts behind it. What can you do? What are some of the factors you need to consider if you are trying to get pregnant? What treatments to avoid if you're trying to get pregnant and you have fibroids? What's the timeline looking like? All of those things. So we're going to talk
Great
about
info.
that and questions. It's going to be really great and absolutely free. So register, tag a friend, send it to somebody, and I'll send a replay as well after. And secondly,
Awesome.
I do offer fibroid coaching, and this is just a 1 hour session where you can get on a Zoom with me wherever you are in the world, wherever you're in the country, and we can talk about fibroids. Perhaps you're somebody who, you've been to a bunch of doctors, you've tried a bunch of things, and you just want some more information from a credible source. And then, I'm here to provide that for you. As a medical doctor, I'm only licensed in California, so I can't really be your doctor if you're outside California. But so I developed this fibroid coaching program because so many people were DMing me and saying like, oh, I have this size fibroid. Like, what do I do? What are my options? And I'm like, I can't really give you medical advice, especially A, on the internet, but B, also if you're outside California. So this has been a great program where women from all over have taken advantage of it, and it's just easy, and we'll be able to do it for an hour. So send me a message at TheFibroidDoc@gmail.com if you would like to participate in fibroid coaching. And then Coach Gessie, please tell our viewers how they can work with you, and also please tell us again about the book that was just released.
Yes. So first of all, this is what I always say to people, that there's no competition in this world, because there shouldn't be, because, healing is a revolution and it takes all of us. So understand that the voices, the multiplicity of voices that are doing this work, oh my God, this is incredible, because there's not enough,
It's not
because
enough.
it's still not enough. You know what I mean? And you have to find the tribe that resonates with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? The tribe that resonates with you is it's going to be a board of directors, we were calling it last night. A board of directors, having your board of directors, right? And that are credible and trustworthy sources. For me, it is really, I'm passionate about, I was, really wanting to make fibroids a thing of the past, a pandemic of the past, that it's something that women are so empowered and educated to deal with, that now they're ahead of the game, right? That now they're able to live lives, because we see it. Like, we have incredible testimonies. We've been doing this work now since 2015, and if you go to the website, we literally created a page, thedetoxnow.com/fibroids. And it's everything from the new book, everything that we do related to fibroids is at that page. So it's thedetoxnow.com/fibroids. And you can get it right from the homepage, which I put in the comments. But what we have there is we have testimonies. We have women who've been able to we've been blessed to help over 200 women to alleviate their symptoms, to reclaim their lives from fibroids, whether it's through integrative support, right? Helping them, partnering with them and their doctors, to helping empower them with the right resources with them, and even women having miracle babies. We just had, I'm another auntie. We just had one of our clients have a miracle baby
Oh,
about 3 weeks ago. And we have a miracle baby wall that we've just been like, this right here is the joy, right? That we get to see these health outcomes change. So I think step number one is, if you're someone who has a thought that you might have fibroids, or you're supporting someone who has fibroids, or you're trying to make sure you don't, what I love about the book that we created is that it really is a comprehensive manual. It really is. Our goal was to make sure you had awareness and education on all of the options that are available to you, and that you also had access to the research behind it, because it's science backed. So all of the links, all of the white papers, all of the studies are literally linked in the book as you're reading. If you want to say, wait, I need to hear more about, I need to read more about this. And because we wanted you to say, okay, now I can take this and have a conversation with Dr. Charuba, where now I'm more empowered, right? Where it's like, okay, it feels like an exchange now, and I can find like what's right for me, right? Or you can talk to our team, and our team can support you in looking at your case and saying, okay, well, who's your physician? What are things looking like for you? What is your vision for your health? And then working with you and your team to really support you on your journey of healing. And the bottom line is, it's possible. We know it's possible. It's
absolutely. And it's more fun, even as a physician, when patients come in with some information and they're like, hey, here are my goals. This is what I've tried. Here are my concerns, rather than just being like, I have no idea.
a blank slate, like a blank slate.
Right. Because, it takes 3 months to get an appointment these days, right? So you use up your 15 minutes, and then boom, you're 3 months out for your next appointment, So the more you can read, the more you can be empowered and prepared. I encourage people to have a list of questions, have it written down. So you go in there and you're like, hey, here are all my questions. So you can get as many of those answered. So this is such an important topic, because fibroids affect 90% of Black women by the time they're 50, and 80% of all women. So
that's what I'm saying. There's no way you to look at it and see, oh, this is a minor issue. No, there's no way to slice it.
Crazy. That's so many women who are being impacted by fibroids. So we need to get educated. We need to put in those health measures. All the things that you're doing to help your fibroids are going to help you for every other area of your life. Your high blood pressure, your cholesterol, all of those things. So it's a win-win all across.
Good health, your immune health. Absolutely. No question.
Definitely check out the masterclass. Again, it's absolutely free. Please register for it. The link is on the comments. Check me out for fibroid coaching wherever you are in the world. Check out Detox Now, right?
The Detox Now. TheDetoxNow.com.
The Detox Now for the book. And yes, drop any questions below if you have any, and we'll create content around that. And any last words, Coach Gessie?
I say it over and over, and we can't talk about fibroids enough. And the good news is that there are people like you, like our team, like so many people out there that are working on this to support women, to let them know they're not alone.
Yeah.
And to actually partner with them to have amazing health outcomes. So know that you're not alone, and that help is available, and you can live a healthy and balanced life. No question, a joyful, healthy, and balanced life. So take the step and access the information that's available for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in charge of your own destiny,
Absolutely.
So really take charge of it. And it's so great to see you. I hope next time I come to New York. I feel like we're always seeing each other, but yeah, next time.
Yeah, last time we saw Dr. Charuba, she had 1 baby. Now she has 3.
I know. That's right. Time is flying. Gosh, yeah. So, well, thank you so much for joining me and making the time to do this, and really, again, raise awareness for this important topic. And we'll catch up again soon.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll have a great weekend.
All right. You too. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.